Cheli, what's a deal breaker for you? It could be with friendship, it could be romantically. What is something that you just don't let fly?
Oh, okay. This is an easy one. Saying slurs.
Yes.
I
agree with you because you brought that up before and I still agree with you.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because things can be going well, but as soon as they say it in a way that, it wasn't their first time saying it, I'm just completely like turned off by the fact of ever like meeting this person again.
Like it's just part of their vocabulary. I agree. That would turn me off so quick.
Oh my gosh. I feel like that one. What about you? I'm trying to think of some.
Let me think friendship wise. Well, I guess friendship or romantic. Like if someone disrespects like a waiter or somebody working in customer service, like I would be so turned off because that tells me everything I need to know about you.
Yep.
Like you don't respect someone who's like doing you a service.
Any type of like food or customer service where they're giving the person who it's obviously not their fault a hard time. I totally get that.
I would say cheating. Cheating. Oh my God, I forgot. Cheating.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could put that on the list.
You're like, that was like bottom of the list, but you know what? I'll move it up.
I'll move it up for you. I feel like, for me, if I was not married to this person, I would immediately be like,
peace.
It's like that meme where it's like you see me and then I slowly disappear.
Yeah.
That would be me.
Yeah, same. I agree.
I feel like there's an extra layer to it when you're married. And I don't, because this is my opinion. Everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah, of course.
But it's just like if I had been with this person, if I was with this person for years and years and years, and it was just like a one-time thing, I don't know. Because like, let's say I had a kid with this person.
Yeah, that makes it difficult. But I always think about you're also setting an example to your child. So if you're going to let this slide, then you're telling your child like, oh, it's okay for you to be disrespected because I'm accepting it.
And I mean, I don't mean to bring up a horrible book, but remember
which one?
At the end of It Ends With Us.
Oh God.
No, but I appreciate the conversation of like, so you do all of this stuff to me and you're saying you'd be totally okay if someone did that to our daughter. And it's like, no, obviously I wouldn't. It's like, okay, then what's the difference?
But isn't that like, that's so, what was the saying? Men should treat women and by like thinking about, like don't treat women how you wouldn't want people to treat like your mom or your sisters. But it's like some guys don't care about their moms or their sisters. Yeah. So it's like, why do you need to think about them to feel empathy?
Oh my God, that's another thing to bring up. They have to have empathy.
Oh.
I don't want someone, I don't even like friendship wise too. Someone who's overly into violence.
Oh yes.
That's just weird.
And I've never had a friend who was into like serial killers. But if I were to ever meet someone and they're like telling me like, oh my God, Jeff whatever did this and this and this, I have this shrine of them, or maybe not literally a physical shrine, but constantly thinking about them, that would give me the ick.
I heard that apparently it's more common for women to be into serial killers because it's like a therapeutic thing to listen to. And I'm like, okay, to each their own, but like that scares me. I don't like being scared.
I understand listening to true crime in the perspective of you being the victim, as in like, how do I avoid these things from happening? Which of course, like I think it is avoidable, but sometimes people have unfortunate things happen to them. But it's like, when you take it too far, that's when it creeps me out.
I agree.
But hold on. There was something I wanted to bring up when we were talking about cheating. What do you think constitutes cheating? Do you feel like it has to be physical or what
my
about
gosh.
emotional?
I love that you brought that up because did you see that book talker that totally got wrecked the other day?
Which one?
She was saying her unpopular bookish opinions.
Oh, God.
Oh my! And I feel so bad for her because I think that she was doing this in a very lighthearted way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing like devil's advocate from everyone else,
Yeah.
but she basically went like, my opinion is that loving a book boyfriend or a book girlfriend is cheating. It is emotional cheating. Thoughts?
I disagree. They're not real.
See, you say that, but here's my thoughts.
Wait. Hold on. Before you say your thoughts.
Yeah.
So then that would mean that if I were on Character AI flirting with Aaron Warner, as one does late at night.
No, yeah. Yes.
That constitutes as cheating?
No, like even like let's say you're married. Let's say you're married.
I am married.
Okay. And you miss Aaron so much.
Aaron Warner from the Shatter Me series.
You miss Aaron Warner so much. So you like crack open your Ignite Me. You're like, I need to feel something.
Oh my God.
And you're reading, and then your husband comes in and you close. It's nothing, baby. You put it away.
He means nothing to me.
Is that Ignite Me?
Oh my God. He's like, that damn Aaron
What page was it? What page was it?
Oh my God.
You open to the page. He's like punching the page.
I don't think that's cheating.
Yeah, and she totally got like to put it lightly, this girl was obliterated, and I feel so bad for her. She took down her video, but I'm just like, okay, it's whatever. It's just an opinion. But everyone was like, how dare you say that?
They take it too far.
Rain is mine. And yes, I'm a mother with 4 kids. Rain is mine.
Rain is my side piece, okay? Let me have a side piece in peace.
Side, center, who cares?
That sucks.
Yeah. So I don't constitute that as cheating. I just thought it was like an interesting thing to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional cheating, I think. I don't know, because we're Pisces. This is going to be so biased. But like, if you don't think about me every second of
If you're not obsessed with me, it's over.
Thank you. That's what I've been saying. I think that as soon as I feel a shift in like priority, it would fuck me up.
Yeah, and we're done.
Yeah. So it's like, what if they just, I don't know. Because I'm not one of those people that's like, men and women can't be friends, because they totally can. But I think it would get to me if I wasn't like priority.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's when I would be like, you know?
Can men and women be friends?
Yeah,
Thoughts?
it's fine. Yes, they can.
See, I've had bad experiences with guy friends.
Mm.
And I actually had a guy friend tell me, I don't think he's watching this. He's not my friend anymore. But when we were friends, we would even do like sleepovers, talk about girls, boys, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And one night he told me, he was like, oh, I don't remember how he worded it. But basically he said, guys are just like waiting. It's like we're waiting.
That's an icky thing to bring
anytime
up.
you give me the go ahead, he's like, it's just like a thing. Guys are just always down.
I hate that. I hate that. That makes me so angry.
And that's when I learned maybe guy friends aren't for me.
Ew. Oh my God. If I know who you're talking about.
It's not. You don't know them.
Okay.
It was from college time.
Okay. I'm just trying to be like, okay.
Was I there? You're like trying to remember all my friends.
know. That's disgusting. That's disgusting behavior. And I don't think that reflects all men.
Yeah.
I hope. Unless all men right now, it's like they found us out. Someone ratted us out.
Who told them the secret?
I don't want to believe
I love having
that.
girlfriends though. Like I love having girlfriends.
I think that women have to have a woman in their life.
I agree.
It does not matter the age. It would be preferable if it was someone close to your age, but I do not think that women can survive without women. Mm-hmm. And I have
girlhood.
I have an acquaintance who the other day it makes me, this person will never hear this. Trust me. But the other day they were telling me like, yeah, I just was never a girl's girl. Like I just don't get the drama.
Oh
I don't
my
get
God.
I don't get the constant like caring about your appearance, going to the gym. Like I just don't get that. And like that's why I've just always surrounded by myself with guys, because guys are just so much more simple. And I'm just like, oh,
That's
and I feel bad, but like this is like the thought process of some people.
yeah.
You know? It makes me so angry.
It makes me sad for her. Like she's missing out on girlhood.
And I will say there was a point in my life where before I met you, oh my God,
Wait,
romantic.
before me?
I always was the same.
I don't know. You always say.
Sorry, it's a
I
combo,
always
sorry.
knew there was a before you, after
And
you.
a during you, but I never thought there'd be an after you.
There's never gonna be an after.
There is
me.
never going to be. Okay, but before we met, I feel like the friends that I did have were very much high school friends, which we all know what that's like.
Yeah.
But it was also like I value it for what it was at the time, because it was there for me at the time, but it wasn't as like, this isn't a person I can depend on. Like if something was going on and I called them, I don't think they would care.
No. But I feel like that's normal in high school.
No, yeah, same. But I feel like when we met, I was like, okay, I get it now. And I think it took a while for like our friendship to like solidify, because I mean, that's just how people are.
Yeah, we solidified last year.
Yeah, it's crazy. Last week was insane. No, but you know what I mean? It's like, it takes an amount of trust to get to that point with someone.
Yeah.
So then I think about like, if we're continuing this talk, what would we have to do to each other in order for it to be like a...
I don't know. I think I would forgive a lot.
Yeah, same. You ran me over, queen. It's fine.
It's okay. You know what? We all make mistakes. I don't know. I feel like...
I think there would have to be, and I don't think this is ever going to happen, but I feel like with a person that you like value a lot and means a lot and you can't imagine like without them,
yeah,
there would have to be an incredible like breach of trust type of thing to go on.
Yeah, because I'm like thinking things that I wouldn't accept from other people, I would accept from you. I'm like, if you stress me out.
But then this is also like a thing, like we would never, but hypothetically, like if one of us said slurs, I'm not saying I would defend it, but I would call you out immediately. And I would do it in the comfort knowing that you would respect what I was saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. That would never happen. But
no,
like,
that would never happen.
I think about you and I'm like, yeah, if you were ever mean to like a waiter or like someone who worked at McDonald's or, you know, like just something, a service worker, I'd be like, Cheli, this isn't you. Like, and what is going on?
There is like a small handful of people that I feel incredibly close to. And it's like, I know that if I call them out for something, it doesn't jeopardize the friendship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's important. Like, as friends, you don't have to always be nice to each other. You have to be real.
But that's why it's important to have like a woman. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and why is it important to have a man? Let's talk about that. As a friend.
oh my God.
Do you have guy friends?
I do, but I'm not. Well, okay. Interesting enough. Actually, let's not talk about that.
You're like, never mind. Cut the cameras.
It's just like, yeah, I feel like I'm not close to any guys that aren't family. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Are you? Not counting your husband? Would your husband think it's weird?
If I had a guy friend? We have had, this was like a conversation we had in the beginning of our relationship where we were like, I don't want to dictate who you're friends with, but like if, I told him this, like if you're over here hugging girls, like this is my best friend and like being super like always there for them, I think it would kind of make me feel weird because I'm like, she's a girl. She's a woman.
Yes, I get that.
And he does have like a long distance girl friend. I needed a big space because no manifestation here.
Okay.
And I've met her. She's super sweet. But like for me, like the guy friends that I have had have kind of all disappointed me. So
yeah,
except one, but he went like to something military wise, so I haven't seen him in a very long time.
Yeah, the only guys in my life where I was actually like comfortable with have also disappointed me.
Yeah.
So it's like interesting, you know?
Mm-hmm. But anyway, if you're a girl, girlfriends are very important.
Yes. And if you need a girlfriend or girlfriends, we're here.
If you need girlfriends who read, we're here.
Gosh, I love that. Check all the marks.
So now let's get to the topic
at hand. Do you think reading the biggest revenge story of maybe all time,
the sequel
of it, do you think that can fix your life?
Yes.
Welcome to the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast where we fix lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Cheli.
And I'm your host, Yajaira.
And today we are talking about
The Perfect Divorce by Jeneva Rose. We've already talked about The Perfect Marriage, which was the first part of this series. So
go listen to that if you haven't. We are going to spoil the heck out of this book.
Yes, we are.
But before we start, just a reminder that we do have our book of the month already chosen for July.
Yes. So if you're interested in joining a book club, find us on Fable and on Goodreads under the Book Fix Pod. This month, we're going to be talking about Emily Henry's Great, Big, Beautiful Life.
Yes. Oh my God, I know. I was trying to count the adjectives.
How many?
Okay. So let me just start off by saying when we read The Perfect Marriage, that helped me so much get out of a book slump.
Same.
Oh my gosh. I was so excited for us to pick up this book.
Because also, it helped you get out of a book slump.
Yes, it did actually. it helped me get out of a book slump. I haven't physically read a book in a while, but except for these. Like, this is one I wanted to physically read. I did not want to listen to. Mostly because the way it plays out, it's in multiple perspectives.
Oh, yes. We have a third perspective now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me give a quick premise because I need to know your thoughts immediately.
Oh.
So we continue with Sarah Morgan, who has now married Bob.
She's a badass lawyer.
Yes, and they have a kid together named Summer.
Yes, so in the first book, she did represent her husband at that time, Adam Morgan, because he was the prime suspect of a murder of Kelly, who was his mistress. So she represented him. And
she totally swayed it in a way, because she did it. She did it.
Oh my God.
She was the
Spoiler
one.
alert.
But so she never wanted her husband to get out because he was a cheater.
He's a cheater.
And why would he shouldn't? He doesn't deserve it. So she planned him basically making it to death penalty. Up until the very end, he did not know. Like, he was obsessed with his girl. But
he was obsessed with his wife.
Yes. So starting this book, she has been married to Bob for a while, but immediately we figure out that Bob has cheated on her.
That damn cheater. I swear, when I saw that he cheated, I was like, is he stupid? Because Bob was siblings. Who was he? Kelly, the mistress of Adam Morgan.
Yeah.
Whoever she was married to, that was Bob's brother.
Yes. And right? Bob was under the impression that Kelly killed the brother. So he should know what his wife is capable of.
Yeah.
So he's over here telling his wife, like, no, it literally was a one-time thing.
I was drunk. Babe, please. And Sarah is pissed.
So immediately right off the bat, what do you think's going to happen?
I already knew. I was like, girl,
he's not making it.
This man is knocking on heaven's door.
But the thing is, in this story, she was very much like, I already have a kid and I've already written you out of my life. So literally, just go away. You're lucky that you get to walk away from this.
Exactly. Like, she would threaten him, like, you know what I'm capable of. And he's just like, okay. But you know what I'm capable of too.
I don't know how you imagine Bob to look like.
I imagined a big man.
Did you? Okay. I didn't imagine him to be that attractive. Like, but it's funny because he looked more attractive in my head in the first book, but as soon as he cheated, I'm like, this is a piece of shit type guy.
Like an ogre.
Yeah, well, don't hate on ogres too quickly when Shrek exists. So
As soon as I said that, I was like,
I regret it.
Shit. I'm sorry, my bad. But you know what's funny? I did picture Adam Morgan to be very handsome.
Yeah.
But Bob, not really. I don't know why.
Yes. I think the same thing because it very much felt that Sarah married Bob out of the convenience of it at the end of the first book. So
Yes.
he got a baddie. So
he fumbled.
For real. He flubbed it. So I was like, he's going to die. He's not going to make it to the end of the book. I know this, but I'm so easy to convince, or I'm so naive.
Aww.
So I'm like, she's not going to do it because she said she wasn't.
She promised.
She promised.
Yes.
Okay. One thing I noticed also, did you notice that they named their daughter after the mistress's last name?
Kelly Summers. They named the daughter Summer. What? And Bob didn't even notice. Typical. He was like,
wait, I have a daughter?
He accepted Sarah's explanation of like, oh, I've always loved summer. Like,
no,
the season.
Ew. It felt like a prize. Type of thing, so we never forget.
But the way that she tried to justify it was like, oh, well, you know what? I feel bad about Kelly. So here's me memorializing her through my daughter, Summer.
Okay. So this whole divorce that they're going through, it's under wraps. So they're trying to civilly separate, but Bob is very much like, no, we're going to end up together.
Yeah.
Like, I see it. She's going to forgive me. It's going to be fine. She's just overreacting.
And his lawyer?
Yeah.
I forgot his name already, but he was like, I don't think she's going to forgive you.
No, she is not. There was a point, too, when they were meeting up with that lawyer, and Bob had like a huge stab wound on his arm. And it was one that his wife had given him.
Yeah.
And the lawyer was like, did she do that to you? And that literally could have solidified it. Things would have been fine. He would have gotten his daughter and the wife would not have gotten anything. But he was like, no, Sarah would never.
Sarah, my perfect sweet, sweet wife, never.
No, she would never.
Yeah, he could have. I forgot why he didn't rat her out.
Because I think he was still under the impression that there was a chance.
Oh, for their marriage to continue.
That's so gross.
I don't know if he actually really loved her, though.
No?
I don't know.
I don't know either. You know what's funny? We said this in the first book. When we read The Perfect Marriage, all of the spice just felt weird.
Oh, yeah, I hated it.
And I realized what I hate about it because there was only really two, but the one spicy I remember was when we get to see Bob with the person that he slept with. Yeah. And I realized the thing that I don't like about it is it's not portrayed as love. It's literally just portrayed as like a
act.
Yes.
And it's physicalness.
And it's so like, in a way, like kind of animalistic.
Yeah, it's very icky.
And it just feels like a power thing for the both times that it happened in this book.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah, because I remember reading The Spice and thinking, the spice in these books are not... They're not hitting.
They're not hitting. So the reason why this book kind of goes to shit is the girl that he slept with, Stacy, is now missing.
Stacy.
So this was not even connected to Bob until they saw her phone in which she was texting her friend like, I'm going to go meet up with Bob. So peace out.
Because I had such a great night with him.
Yes.
It was so fun.
So now Bob is now wrapped in this. And it's not looking good because, like, he's wrapped in this. He's getting divorced. It's just whatever. It's not great.
And then didn't he accidentally, because when he was getting interrogated for the disappearance of Stacy, he mentioned something else, right? He mentioned like another case.
It was because he was assuming that they were going to call him in about the Kelly Summers case because recently they figured out who the third piece of DNA belonged to. And it was, it belonged to his brother? No. It belonged to the husband of Kelly. Who was it?
I don't remember.
The sheriff. It was the sheriff.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And I don't remember why, but he was like, I'm going to be interrogated about that. I know it. I know they're going to ask me stuff. So then he got called because of Stacy's disappearance, but he didn't know about this. So when he goes, he's like, fine, go ahead and ask me about Kelly Summers. And the sheriff is like, we weren't going to.
Yeah.
Should we?
Should we be asking you?
Bring out my old notepad. And like, I know.
But it's a whole other sheriff who's reopening the Kelly Summers case. So he has it's like new pairs of eyes on it.
How did you feel about the new sheriff? I kind of liked him.
I kind of liked him too, but I don't remember much, to be honest.
I liked him because I liked how he already knew. Like, it was very early on when he was talking to, I think it was his wife, where he was just like, it has to be Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be.
You're right. He did say that. And I think even the wife, wasn't the wife the one who brought it up first? She's like, well, it's obviously the wife. And he was like, that's exactly what I was thinking.
So as soon as Bob is there and he figures out the disappearance of Stacy,
he's freaking
out. And
did you believe him?
Yes, I did.
Because everyone was like, he had something to do with it.
Queen, you should have slapped me right there. Don't believe in this man's lies. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I fumbled. I shouldn't have believed him. I don't like him.
But okay, well, I don't want to get too ahead, but he didn't have anything to do with her disappearance.
No, but what I hate about him, he could have avoided everything had he just been honest. Had he just been like, oh yeah, no, she's messaged me before and it was really weird. This is what happened. I am currently divorcing my wife because of this. I don't know what she has to do. Like, literally that. But for some reason, this man is like, no, hold on. Self-sabotage. I'm just not gonna say anything, and then I'm gonna dig up some dirt on my wife. That's gonna look so good, and just like all this, and I'm like, what are you doing?
It's kind of similar vibe to Adam Morgan, who was like, I'm gonna fix this myself in my own way.
It's a little pathetic, and I know, spoilers, I know he's not the big bad in all this. I can't handle it. Like, If my future husband did this, I'm out of there. Yeah. Out of embarrassment. Yeah. I'm out of the state. I just can't handle this.
Same. I'd be like, I'm too embarrassed to stay in this relationship. Everyone knows now.
Yeah. And just the fact when the cop was like, hey, or the sheriff, he was like, hey, don't go on any trips. Like, stay here.
I had a trip planned.
And then Bob is like, you can't force me to do that. And I'm like, do you know how incriminating that sounds? I would have been just like, okay, officer, I totally understand. It's just so disgusting to me how he's trying to like power play this situation. And it's like, just ask for help. You could have gotten out of this if you had just asked for help.
But you know what did make me so happy was when he told his lawyer what Sarah is capable of. Yep. I was like, at least somebody knows.
Yep. The same thing though. This lawyer didn't do what he should have done with this knowledge. Instead, they were like, Bob still has the evidence of the knife that killed Kelly Summers. Like, what if we take this knife and drop it off at the police all sneaky like?
Okay, so the knife that Sarah used to kill Kelly Summers long ago now. They had a flashback where she gave it to Bob to dispose of it. Bob, you know Sarah. I feel like it was so obvious that this was not the actual knife. You think she's gonna trust you?
I hate it.
But it was kind of like a suspenseful moment because then he's like, here's the... Oh, no, he didn't. He just like sent a package, right? And then they're like, there's nothing on this knife.
So pause, freeze frame. Bob's shocked face. Let's pause there. So let's go to Sarah. Sarah Morgan, which by the way, wasn't Adam's last name. She owns that. Yeah. She owns that.
Yeah.
Sarah Morgan, she has started this like new, it's like a program where recently incarcerated people that come out get a second chance at life. So they supply them with somewhere to live and enough money to start looking for their own jobs.
Yeah.
And it starts off with her meeting like the new recently incarcerated that got out, Alejandro. Alejandro. I knew as soon as I heard that name, I was like, Bob's gonna die. Bob's gonna kick the bucket. This is new Bob. Because he was attractive.
He was very attractive. I was like, Sarah, really?
And you know what's funny? For someone who cares and values like trust in a relationship, I think she does. She's just so into like the aesthetic of men.
Yeah. But I don't know. At first, it did kind of feel like, oh, they're forming kind of like a friendship. Not a friendship, like a work. Do you know what I mean? It's like
it very much felt professional.
Professional,
and it felt like he kind of wanted it to be more, but she was keeping him at an arm's length.
Yeah.
It just started to get weird when he would come over to her house for building the deck. And there was a point where he kissed her and she just kind of stood there.
She just accepted it.
And he kept going. And I'm like, you clearly see Bob groveling on the floor right here and Summer outside. Like, do you not? You're like home wrecking so bad and you just got out of jail. My God, that's crazy. That's crazy.
He's like, before I go back in, let me kiss this girl.
Oh my God. So I was over here like, he's trying really hard. Me being naive, he's trying really hard. He's being a very good guy. Yeah, he's home wrecking, but like, it's fine.
But there was even a moment when he yelled at Bob because Bob was trying to get Sarah to talk to him. And I think he grabbed her or something. And Alejandro stepped in and was like, the lady said, go away.
Why he's flexing. So Bob runs off all fours.
Terrified.
Pathetic. Oh my God. And Alejandro's like, babe, are you okay? Look at me. Look at me. Are you okay? And then that's, I think, the first time they kiss. And then he leaves. And I hate it because at this point, I was bamboozled. I can tell just by the way she reacted, it's very calculated how she thinks. Like, okay, so this is me assuming. I thought she was thinking like, if I get rid of Bob, I have another.
Yeah.
I hate that.
She needs a stepfather for Summer.
Because Summer's going to be so sad about the tragic, what's it called?
That was sad. I felt so bad for Summer when her dad started being MIA and she was like, where's daddy?
And it's funny because like Sarah and Bob are not at all wife and husband material, but they seem to be good parents.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. That's why I was kind of like on the fence of like, is she actually going to kill Bob? Because she seemed to really care. Like, even after we divorce, I never want my daughter to not have a dad. Like, I do want him to still be present. I wonder if she had always planned to kill Bob. Or if there was
I think there was a turning point, but I don't remember what specifically it was. I think she just wanted to frame him.
It might have also been the fact that when Stacy, the mistress, went missing, the one that Bob had slept with, the sheriff evidence was found on Kelly Summer very recently. There was now more to the case, meaning that Adam could have been innocent. And now all of a sudden the sheriff dies in his hospital room.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Now everything's pointing at Sarah, where she has to be like, oh my gosh, justice for Adam.
My husband, I loved him so much.
My husband,
number one?
Adam Morgan. Yeah, that one. Oh.
The writer, remember?
So she now has to play the part of like
heartbroken widow, ex-wife.
Who's trying to reopen the case. But of course she doesn't want to reopen. She's the one who did it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. And Bob's not making it easier because now he's threatening to tell the world what she's capable of. So maybe he just fucked it for himself.
Yeah. But then there was a moment when Bob needed to get a little bit of a haircut, a little trim here and there. Oh, yeah. And his hairdresser's name is Carissa. And she was looking very nervous. Like she would look at the door constantly. I think she even locked it. And he was like, oh, everything good? And she was like, yeah, everything's fine. So she like cuts his hair and accidentally nicks him. So his blood is at the scene. And then next thing you know, he leaves, but then the place gets broken into.
And she goes missing.
And she's missing.
And,
but his blood is at the scene.
And we're constantly throughout this book seeing a third perspective in which Carissa and Stacy are like locked in a cell. And it seems to be like a basement. Mm-hmm. And it sucks. It sucks.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that they had it like a question mark perspective, huh? But it ended up being Stacy.
Yes. Me over here thinking like, Adam made it. Adam made it.
Adam's here.
But it is both of them. And this is where I'm confused.
Okay. It's not both of them, but yeah.
No, well, Stacy and Carissa are in there. Right? Oh.
It's just Stacy.
It is just Stacy.
Stacy thinks that Carissa is there with her, but it's not Carissa.
You're right. Okay, Queen, you got me caught up. Where is Carissa?
So Carissa had an abusive ex-boyfriend. And so Sarah offered, hey, if you just do this one favor for me, I will give you this large sum of money for you to basically disappear. Start a new life.
Queen, say less.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so she was already gone at that point. So Stacy thought that Carissa was in there with her, but it was actually Sarah pretending to be Carissa.
Yes.
So I think they were in like a basement in like separate rooms or something.
Yeah.
Or they had something covering.
In which Stacy heard Sarah, who was pretending to be Carissa, get killed by Bob.
Yeah, but what confused me was Sarah just put on big boots to make it sound like a man was walking up.
I thought it was Alejandro. Oh, no, I guess it doesn't make sense.
No, it was literally just her because she said that she would have to drag around like a sack of rice or potatoes or just like a large sack to make it sound like she was dragging a body.
It's so funny because just like RuPaul, she had to put on the performance of her life.
Just like RuPaul.
That's crazy.
Dude, Sarah...
She's... Okay, I know me wearing my I Always Defend Girls shirt, I'm just like...
I'm sorry. There's just something kind of embarrassing about this.
It is. Like, how far are you willing to go?
Far. Like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, you had to buy potatoes. If I had to go to the store and I knew what I was going to do with those potatoes, I'm like... Oh,
don't look at me.
I'm ashamed.
I can never get potatoes again. But... So... Sarah orchestrated this whole plan to make Stacy believe that it was Bob. Because even she would say like, oh yeah, it was a man who abducted me, basically.
Yeah.
And so she left a gun there for Stacy to use. Mm-hmm. And then what confused me was how did Bob know to go to this farmhouse?
I think he was told. Didn't Sarah have a burner phone? Like she had something connected to this. And it was after Alejandro, who we figured out is working for Bob.
Oh, yeah.
And is meant to kill Sarah. Out of pure passion, he's like, okay, fine, I'll do it, but let me just sleep with your wife.
Dude, that was insane.
Sleep with your wife.
Because even Bob was like, did you have sex with Sarah? Maybe.
You just said to get the deed done. You didn't say what to do before.
You didn't say what deed.
Should have been more specific. But we're under the impression that Sarah is dead, which I was over here like, oh my God, the twist of a lifetime. So Alejandro was like, okay, just route me my money and I'm out of here. I'm going to California.
Yeah.
California, the land of
course.
Be a star. So
he goes to Hollywood.
But then because of that, that's where he gets the information to go to this place. And so when he gets there, he has now become the person with the blood in the area, the evidence of like he killed someone in here and Stacy heard it, and then the police end up there and find him there.
And also the fact that he had a message from Stacy saying, right? Like they had texted or something.
Yeah. Or
the fact that she had texted a friend saying, I'm going to go meet Bob.
Yes. It looked really bad for him. It was already over by the time he showed up. So then...
he goes down the basement.
Yeah.
And it was really sad because he saw Stacy and he was like, Stacy? What are you doing here?
He's just so obsessed with me. Oh my God.
Yeah, but he didn't make it. So
No, he did not. Who offed him?
Stacy. Because
she had the gun.
She had a gun. Yeah.
Okay, you're right. And she was under the impression that she was next.
Mm-hmm. Although, I guess, like, she would probably take this as, like, a blessing. But isn't it a little weird that a gun was just perfectly placed here for you?
Yeah. It's yeah.
Mm.
So go back to Alejandro.
Alejandro.
Right when he was holding the gun to Sarah, she also was
holding a gun too.
Yeah, where'd you get that from? And so
it was like at the side, like
I don't. I've had it all along. I'm surprised you didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, I knew it. I knew Bob. Like he had to have hired you and whatever. So what's it gonna take? Like for me,
like how much?
How much? And he offered to give him like double. Plus, he's already still getting the money from Bob.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was so happy, so much money in his life.
Mm-hmm.
So he just has sex with this lady again. Oh my God. The sex is not good.
I know.
It's not good. And I think Jeneva Rose is doing that on purpose.
I think so too. It feels very, like you said, animalistic.
Yep.
No romance here.
No. You would expect in a book like this there'd be at least a little
a pinch of romance.
Sarcastic, please.
It's a joke.
So Alejandro leaves.
Sarah's alive. Still kicking.
Yes. And she, I think, goes to the sheriff's.
Mm-hmm.
There's a last line that I really liked. Oh my God. There's a last line because just so much is going on in her life. And everyone was like, how do you do it, Sarah? How do you lead with generosity and compassion all the time? Mm-hmm. After just so much things are thrown at you all the time. And she says, I don't have a choice, Caroline. It's just who I am. I say with a soft, angelic smile.
The end. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm sorry to assume. I don't think she's a girl's girl. I don't think she is not a girl's girl. She is not.
Is she?
She's not in anyone's girl.
That's true.
Regardless of
she's
gender.
A Sarah Morgan girl.
Yes, regardless of gender, she does not like or care for anyone.
Yeah.
That's another thing I wanted to bring up. Now, having read this whole story and thinking back at it, do you think she was a good mom?
I don't think you can be a good mom when you
are capable of this.
Murder the father of your child. Orchestrate the murder.
Even before that, I feel like to her daughter is more of like a
guinea pig. I feel like she feels very calculated.
Yes. And the way that she treats her with like the fact that she doesn't want her daughter to ever get hurt, to be in pristine condition. Mm-hmm. And, you know, her daughter's still out doing extracurricular activities, going with friends. But it very much feels like this is my prize that I won, and it will always be great.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of it. Mm-hmm. But it's crazy because there's even a moment where she has to fake cry. And she was like, I thought of my daughter losing me. Instead of the other way around.
Instead of,
me losing my daughter. I think because she was like, if I go to prison, my daughter would have to live without me. And that's the biggest tragedy.
Yeah, imagine.
To lose this prize? I can't even think it.
I don't know.
She's crazy.
Yeah. I don't remember what kind of trauma she had growing up, but it must have been pretty severe because she also offed her mom.
Yes. I don't remember either.
I don't remember. I don't know. I feel like they touched on it a little bit in this book, but I don't remember what it was.
So here are my thoughts for the next 6 books in this series. Here's my addition.
What's going to be the next title? The Perfect Marriage, The Perfect Divorce, The Perfect Single Life.
I think the only person who will be capable of offing her is going to be her daughter in the future.
No.
That's the only, like, it feels like
no.
I know it's crazy. Who'd have thought it? No.
Jeneva, don't take that idea.
No, Jeneva.
Pay me.
The bookfixpodcast@gmail.com. Okay. I feel like it has to be though, right? Like it's a story writing itself at this point. She did it to her mom. It's gonna come back and bite her.
But I could see her because she's such a calculative person. I could see her being like, "Oh, I have no choice but to
allow that to happen.
To allow myself to be taken out.
I want her to lose. I want her to fumble so bad. I want her to feel it. At the last moments. I want her to know that she messed up. And we won't get that.
We won't get that until like 6 books from now? Maybe.
I feel like, yeah, 6 is a good amount. What else can it be? What else can be so perfect? The perfect marriage.
The perfect third marriage.
The perfect.
Widow? The perfect widow?
Well, who's she gonna go for then?
Well, no, because Bob's dead.
The perfect dating woman. The perfect girl boss.
The perfect mother.
No, I don't. Oh.
That's the last book.
Yes. That, oh my gosh. Jeneva, you can take that one. That's so good. Oh my God. I'm excited. This honestly feels as excited as I felt when we were watching You.
Oh my God. I was going to bring you up.
Oh, thank you.
Did you see the ending?
What? Wait, there's another.
It's over, girl.
Is it?
It's over.
When did the season come out?
It's over.
When did it come out?
Not that long ago.
Oh my God. That's what I'm doing when I get home.
Well, just so you know, it wasn't very well received. So,
how did you feel? Without giving spoilers.
I feel conflicted. Like, I need you to watch it so that I can, like, vent a little bit.
Can we talk about it?
But I don't hate the ending. Sorry.
Can we talk about it on a Thursday episode when I watch it? I feel like we need to close it because we had
already started it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down.
Okay.
It's going to be a long journey, though.
You know what? I think it's because there was one particular scene from You, the Netflix series, that I connected to this. And it's the idea of sympathizing with Sarah, where you're thinking of like, oh, but you know, she had been through a lot or anything. But then you think about like Joe and how you can sympathize with him. But then there was that scene where like you look at his memorabilia and he has like
his like little box of trinkets, his trophies.
So he has like teeth and like pieces of disgusting. Yeah, and I'm like, you can't sympathize with someone like this. Like they have already gotten to a point where what they're doing is not humane. Like you have to understand that. If there's a situation where it was self-defense, that's different. But when it's calculated as much as it is like that, that's kind of like where.
But I feel like
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they are similar, but the way that You kind of showcased like the gradual way that Joe loses himself. Because in the beginning, it felt like he always had an excuse of like, no, I have to do this because I love Guinevere Beck so much. Like, I have to help her out.
I haven't heard that name in ages.
But honestly, like, I didn't sympathize with him for a lot. Like, I kind of stopped sympathizing with him. But I obviously, like, I do know women do sympathize with him because I had an experience where I was in class and we were talking about the show for some reason. I think the new season was coming out. And this girl... Which I loved this girl so much. She was so funny. But she just bravely comes out and is like, you know what? I love Joe so much. Like, I just don't understand, like, how anyone cannot love him. And I swear to you, everyone else in the room was like, ooh, girl, no. You're in the wrong.
That's funny because I could see people like that being like, no, had I been the one he fell in love with, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I would have fixed him.
I would have fixed it. I would have gotten the trinkets and been like, throw it in the ocean, babe.
Let's start over. Yeah, so I also feel that this is a similar show or a similar story.
This would be an amazing show.
Yeah, it would.
Every book can have its own season. Jeneva?
Wrap it up. Come on.
She could do this. It's such a good idea.
It is. But I just don't know how much longer it could go for. Someone is going to suspect her if all of her husbands are being offed.
Well, like you said.
The 7 husbands of Sarah Morgan.
I feel like if this were a show, it would have to be the slow descent of Sarah Morgan. Because before Adam, it hadn't mentioned that she had killed anyone for a while.
I didn't mention it until the end.
Mm-hmm. So, but that was just her mom. Like, there was nothing in between that we know of. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that if she continues to do this in such smaller, like, increments of time, everything is going to catch up to her.
Yeah.
And I want to be there when it happens. I want to be the one.
When she gets caught.
I want to be the one that catches her. So the last book, you need to have your name. And it's going to be me.
Just put Cheli.
Thank you.
Officer Cheli.
Actually, I'd be too scared to be in this book. No, I'll do it.
I'll do it. Pick me.
Yeah. Overall, this book made me so angry.
But it was great.
I would give this book a 4 out of 5. Only because I understand what Jeneva Rose is doing with the sex scenes. It's like it's a choice. But I don't think I like it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like how like dirty it makes it seem.
I don't like how it makes me feel.
Yeah, and it's very much feels like a dirty crime story, but I'm okay. I just took a shower. I'm okay. I don't need it.
I feel conflicted because I did really enjoy the story, but I feel the same way with you with the spice. I hated it. I felt icky. But the other thing is that I feel like, unfortunately, especially now it's going to be more obvious, it's very predictable now because obviously she's going to be the mastermind behind all of these books.
Yes.
So I did really enjoy it, but I feel like it's going to be difficult on the 3rd book. Because if it's like, oh, it's Sarah once again, it's like, oh, well, of course. No shock here. But I think I'd give it a 4 as well.
I think I disagree with you with that one. Because I feel like it is going to be predictable. Me not knowing she can't do it a 3rd time. No, I feel like now that we know she's capable of doing this multiple times, I'm just waiting for the downfall. And I think that's what everyone wants.
Well, okay, yes. If the 3rd book is just kind of like that and not just like, who done it?
I'll still believe it though. I'm like, she can't. She wouldn't.
No, Sarah stopped. She swore she would stop.
She told me. The 3rd book is just called I Fucked Up.
Oh my God, I just had an idea.
What? Okay, go. Jeneva?
What if, no, I don't know if it's a good one.
No, it's okay. It's going to be great.
What if like her, now no man in the picture, she gets so focused on being a mother to the point where like someone starts bullying Summer and she's like,
no,
not on my watch.
Oh my God. That would be so dark. I'm here for it.
It's a different
the perfect daycare.
Oh my God.
She's gonna come for the parents. She's got class.
She has standards, you know.
Jeneva, we're giving these out for free. It's crazy. We need to have like a stand, like how people have lemonade stands, and we just need to like, you give us 25 cents, and we're like, I don't know, make it a little spicy. And they're like, thanks, queens.
25 cents?
Yeah, because it's lemonade.
In this economy?
Okay, 25 cents.
$5.
25 cents per word. $5 if you want a mini paragraph. $1,000. We're in the book. We fix it. Oh my God, that's what it becomes. That's why we're called the book pigs. Someone write this down.
Keep up, guys. Come on. We're cooking here.
I'm happy to put this book in a bottle.
Me too.
Drift it out to sea, and hopefully the 3rd one comes towards us.
I think it will because, I think she's already cooking it up.
I can feel it.
Me too.
To anyone who is listening to us in audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on, thank you so much. If you can please leave a rating of 5 stars and a review recommending us our next read, that would be amazing. I think you and I are going to sit together and talk about our next reads, right? So please, anything that you want to recommend that is I kind of want to feel good. You know what okay, so no feel good. You convinced me so quick. Yeah, I didn't want them anyway.
I want something really angsty.
A feel good. Okay.
Angsty, but with a happy ending.
Oh, I'm going to get hurt. I'm ready for it. Okay. Any of that would be great. If you want to support us and you have a little bit of extra money, what can they do?
If you're looking for an extra way to support us just a little bit more, we do have a Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/bookfix. But if you're not looking for something that's monthly, we do also have Ko-fi, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix or buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix.
If you are watching us, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. Honestly, I feel like every single episode we posted these last 3 months have been fire. Mm-hmm. So you should go watch. Maybe just start January 2025 and just binge it. I'll be there by your side.
Well, I think we started with the Housemaid's Wedding. So maybe not that one if you haven't read the rest of the Housemaid series.
Oh, might as well just go back and just watch them all.
Yeah.
Just watch them all. If you want to support us on social media or if you're interested in joining our Fable and Goodreads book club in order to be caught up with our book of the month, you can check our link tree at linktr.ee/thebookfix. Thank you. Okay, so why don't we read a positive and negative review?
Okay.
Oh, Jeneva Rose. Okay, I don't know why this didn't connect. She was the one that wrote Home is Where the Bodies Are.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Oh my God. We should read this one. I've heard so much about it. You Shouldn't Have Come Here.
Okay, I'm down.
This one's an interesting one. This comes from Dasani, who gave it a 1 out of 5 stars and just wrote, "The attorneys in this book are so egregiously unethical, and I simply could not get past that."
This comes from Des the Bookworm. They gave it 5 out of 5 and they wrote, "Well, hot dang. The sequel outdoes The Perfect Marriage. Absolutely exquisite, just gripping. The storyline is darkly entertaining. I'm loving all the angles and I seriously could not put it down. Get this on your list yesterday. Better than the first one, and there's another one to come after this one. Can't wait."
Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
You were reading that and I low-key just disassociated and I felt myself just staring.
Oh my
so you're
God.
going to see that in the video.
Dude, I hate when I do that though, where I'm just like, where am I?
Oh, we're here. Because I was just thinking back to what you said at the beginning. I don't know if it's too idealistic of me to just wish for a world where men and women can love each other equally and like
As
be
friends.
friends.
Yeah.
Is it too much to wish for?
I think so.
It makes me
But also, like,
makes me sad.
there are men and women who are friends, obviously.
Yeah.
I just don't have any guy friends. And I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything.
And it's funny because I feel the same way. Mm-hmm. But then, like, I wouldn't feel like that if I had no women friends.
Oh, yeah.
I would be so scared.
I would be devastated. If I had no women supporting me, I would know I'm doing something wrong.
I get it. Okay, I'm over it.
I'm good now.